Hey up, listen here. How you doing? Jod? Sam, where is he?
Where's he gone? I'm sorry, I just saw him a minute ago.
He's here. He's here. Don't they worry. It is, look at that. He's got, what face is that? That's what we want to know first of all. What face is Jod pulling there? Let me know. There's something on my screen as well, so it could be that face. Anyway, as you can, I'm going to pop in there. As you can see, he's not here. Right, I've sacked him off. It's a bit awkward, that. Awkward? Because I've seen this behind me. Don't worry, we are not doing this. This is my wife, Sophie. This is her podcast. We're just borrowing the room. So basically, what's going down is this. Me and Jordan have been super busy. I've been on a 5 or 6 week bender for Danny V Food, travelling all over. I've been to Benidorm, New York, Dallas. Sam's been in tour with me, haven't you, Sam?
I have. I went to Dallas with you. I don't know why I'm not speaking into the mic. There we go.
Yeah.
It was adventure of a lifetime.
Adventure of a lifetime. Mm-hmm. So I think we're just about recovered because in between all this, while we went to Wales, we did Oxford, we did Newquay. We've been all over, haven't we, Sam? We've done everything.
Yep.
So it's going to be a while before me and Jordan can get back on together because he's away at the moment having a break himself. Then when he gets back, I think he's straight into boxing. So as soon as we can, we're going to get back on it. That'll be a messaging now going, what is going on? We're gutted, but we have got lots and lots of stories to tell you about what we've both been up to, what we've both been doing. But I thought rather than everybody think, oh, it's done, or they've fallen out, we've not fallen out because I just slapped the big whopper. And I can say that because he's not here. All right, but he knows I'd just give him a quick jib. Get down, Jordan, you big knacker, bang. Anyway, Sam's laughing. He's like, what are you talking about? We've seen you in ring, you clown. So, we've come up with, Sam's come up with some questions for me, haven't you, Sam?
I have. We're just gonna learn a little bit
just
about.
Just gonna have 10
Danny
minutes, just about me, and I've had my hair done, I've had my hair cut, I like these trucker caps, me, Sam.
Knicks as well. What do you think about the Knicks winning?
Well, when I went to New York, right, we got there, and it was sort of like evening time, absolute pandemonium. I got an hotel right in Times Square, and I mean right in centre. And I thought, what is going on here? I didn't realise that Knicks were playing. They just got into playoffs, and it was absolutely crazy. The support they had, you'd have thought England had just lifted World Cup. It was absolutely nuts. And then while we were there, they had the first game, and it was crazy. And then I wish I'd been able to stay there, to be honest, because the support they had. I ended up wearing Nick's cap. I've got myself a jacket as well, you know, Sam.
Yeah, I've seen it. It's nice.
Yeah,
very nice.
Blue Nick's jacket. It's class.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to wear that to a boxing event.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to see Callum. Yeah.
You're not suited and booted.
Mate, I'm going to wear Nick's jacket. I think I'll look class with cap on.
Yeah.
I might even get myself some new Reebok pumps instead of my new Skechers that I've been wearing. These are comfy, these.
Yeah. You got what socks you got on?
New York. Yankees.
Have you been to New York, mate?
Yankees, yeah. I got these. So can you remember when me and Jordan first started the podcast, I had that hockey top on.
Yeah.
With a deer on. And it was from National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. And I got a Mighty Ducks one. And I got it from Sports Shop in Meadowhall. And washed it out, it said, because you've got to be careful with these because of the transfers on them. But there must have been a slight manufacturing default because the water got under the transfer just on one of them and just pulled it off. And I love that Mighty Ducks top. So I thought, right, I'm going to go back and get another one. Didn't have one. So what they did for me is they credited me and I got a different one. And then Sam's like looking at my phone. He's like, Dan, shut up, but it's Jordan. He's sat here, and I've got to have it on loud because Sophie's ready for Drop It Baby.
That's a good point. Yeah.
But so anyway, they give me some credit. I managed to get another hockey top plus some socks. Happy days.
Well, talking of Sophie, my first question for you is: how do you feel about becoming a dad again?
Mate, I think it's just part and parcel of my life, to be honest. No,
it's just like nothing for you, isn't it?
Yeah. No, do you know what? I'm really excited. It's been a rough 8 weeks trying to get content recorded so that I can have time off with Sophie and the kids when the new baby arrives, when Parker's here. Because obviously I missed Athena's birth due to filming. So I wanted to make sure that I wasn't doing that this time round.
Tell us that story. Tell us about the story of how you missed Athena's birth.
Yeah, so obviously at the time I was filming for Rate My Takeaway, and it was like Sophie was like 2 weeks off, 2 or 3 weeks off of being due, and the lads at Rate My Takeaway said, "Oh, we need to get this episode done. Wanting to go over to Bradford and do this Sunday dinner." And I'm like, "Do we really need to? Because it's getting really close now." And they're like, "Yeah, we need the content." I'm like, "I know, but I really want to, I want to be around." Anyway, them being them, it was like, "No, we need this content. We can't let the channel die." Blah blah blah, and all that crap what they used to spill to me. So off we went straight over. I left Sophie. George were with her. Got to Bradford. Got to this pub up in the hills. Set my table up. Put my order in. Next thing, my phone starts ringing. It's Sophie, so I answered it, and she's like, "Right, my waters have broken." I phoned the hospital. They've said phone back in an hour. So I thought, right, brilliant. I've got time to get back. So I says to her, right, chill out, because we're having a water birth at home. We've got a birthing pool in his gym. So I said to George, right, you know what to do. I briefed him. And that was it. As soon as the camera went off, I was like, right, we're off, we're going. So Josh was filming at the time. So he went in, told the pub that we didn't need the meal because of what had happened. While he was doing that, I was lobbing out stuff in the back of the van. I put my foot to the floor, right? As I'm pulling out, and we're talking, 5 minutes later, if that, I get a phone call from my mum. And I says, "Mum, I know, waters have gone." She says, "No, Dan, she's had the baby." I went, "What?" She said, "She's had her." So I'm trying to phone Sophie, there's no answer. Trying to phone George, there's no answer. George was engaged. I'm thinking, what is going on? So my head's gone. I'm speeding through Bradford, not caring about lights and all like that. Trying to be as safe as I possibly can, but I'm shooting through. I'm going for it, right? And I get home, and as I'm pulling up at home, I lived in Wakefield at the time. As I'm pulling up, I can hear the sirens for the ambulances coming, and the ambulances actually followed me down the street. So I got there before the ambulance did, and I went in the house. Sophie sat there on the sofa, blood all over the job. Athena in her arms, cuddling her, towel over her. George is there, bless him, just shaking, and I'm there blubbering, crying my eyeballs out. It was just an absolutely nuts experience. And I was gutted that I'd missed Athena's birth. So, with Parker, there's always that chance now that he's going to come as fast as what Athena did. So within like 5 or 10 minutes of the waters breaking. So I'm conscious of that. So I've made sure that I've got things wrapped up. The only sort of issue now will be today. Will be right now as we're recording this, because as we're in here, Sophie's gone with Becky to record on radio. So unless they have it live on BBC Radio Leeds, which I'll be gutted about again, I'm sat here with you, Sam, and talking about it, and then it's happening again. But I've sort of planned it now, so hopefully, fingers crossed, I'm going to be there.
Yeah, 100%. We've done it better this year. I mean, I wasn't there, obviously, but we're prepared.
We're prepared
as much
because
as we can be.
In back at van, we've got go bag, haven't we? And then we've got a plastic picnic blanket on seats in van, so that if Sophie goes into labour, she's in back at van. Sam can drive. I'll be there trying to deliver on the way to hospital. What are you shaking your head for?
Mate, I'm not. No chance.
Well, let's see for that or you're delivering back.
No.
And I wouldn't recommend that, Sam, for your first time round, lad, because it'll scare you to death.
I know, mate. I know. No experience of that.
I'll tell you something, because it don't look like an ham sandwich when that's going on. Looks like gremlins. No. Sorry,
Right.
so.
Well, you had a good time in America, didn't you? We both did.
Which one?
The one with me.
Yeah, the one wheel.
Obviously went to see England, watch an England game. This is being recorded technically a day after the Mexico game.
Yes.
Into the quarterfinals now.
Why we're
Did you
tired.
watch it the other night?
I did. So I got up at about 5-1, put it on TV like most people did, then realised that it was, knocked off till 2 o'clock. So I dropped back to sleep, right? Didn't set me alarm. Next thing is, whoa, Sophie. And I thought, oh, this is it. I'm like, whoa, blinking heck. No, she's watching football. So I stayed up, watched it, and you know what? It was just like being back at that Croatia game, because for us being there, we were 3 rows from top, and that's a big stadium, and a lot of people commented, and we had out comments online of, I've got a better view from my living room, I bet you can't see all, and with all that, what's the point in paying all that money to go? Let me tell you this, right? Anybody that were there, that was sat where we were sat, even on that back row, will tell you it was like a view from heaven. Looking down, you could see every part, you could see everything going on. They've got one of the biggest screens that is then slap bang in front of you, right? So that if you can't see up close, you've got it. I would say it's probably one of the best views in the stadium, if I'm honest with you. Because if you're sat, let's just say you're sat 50 rows back, right? You've got people in front of you waving their arms about. You can't see out. I can see everybody running around, and then I've got a big screen with Harry Kane's face there.
I kept getting distracted by that screen.
Yeah.
And I'd catch myself watching it for like 5 minutes, and then I'd be like, hang on a minute.
I'm at the game.
Yeah.
But it was good, wasn't it? But the atmosphere, right? More than anything, was one of the best atmospheres I've ever been involved in. And obviously, you were there, Sam.
Yeah.
There were those guys row in front of us, about 10 seats along, 4 or 5 English lads, proper at it. They'd been on pop. They were giving it some. And then about 6 rows down, there were a Mexican kid. Not Mexican kid, a Croatian lad, sorry. And obviously, when England scored, they're cheering. And then when Croatia scored, he turned round to them, didn't he?
He started giving
and he's
it
like,
digging.
whoa, like this. And then England scored, they scored. But then, obviously, when England went in front and won, I thought, this poor lad. But do you know what? It just showed how good it was. They just ended up laughing in the end. They were joking. It was all a bit of banter. But I don't think I've ever been to a football game where both sets of fans have been so jolly before and after. And I think that's credit to the Croatian fans, if I'm honest with you. They seemed to enjoy the game really well, even though they lost. And they took defeat really well, did the fans. I'm not sure the England fans would have taken it as good as that. Suspected spam. Everybody phone that number, right? Just phone that number now and just spam the crap out of them. Probably be a debt collector. You'll phone it and they'll say, is that Mr. Mailing? All just say yes and pay a quid off. But yeah, it was an experience, wasn't it? And you, so Sam, obviously I get tired after having my strokes with my health. Especially if I'm walking around a bit, I suffer with a lot of chronic fatigue. As the day goes on, so like now we're early morning, so it's not too bad, but as the day goes on, I start to slur my words a bit, I get headaches, I get tired very quickly, and I lose a little bit of myself, and I've just got to go rest. So, Sam, I just said to him, enjoy it. So you went off out, didn't you, mate, on your own?
Yeah, mate.
Rocking round Dallas with his cowboy hat on.
Yep. Hundreds of England fans in Dallas, just having a belter. But
you to be fair, right, you were very sociable. You were talking to everyone, and you were just absolutely loving the conversation, weren't you, with everybody that were there?
Met a few lads from Ipswich, and we're planning on going to some more games in the future together, because obviously...
Yeah.
So
you kept in contact with them?
Yeah.
Is that because that's where Ed's from?
Yeah, well...
Ed Sheeran?
It might be. Obviously, my neck of the woods.
Yeah.
No, met him... Because he was on his ones as well, this lad, and he was dead sound, and then we just ended up having a few beers together. And he doesn't go to England too much, but that was my first time, so I was like, do you know what? If you want to go to some mad country for a qualifier and just have a good time, let's do it.
And then, one of the nights we went to, there were a pub in Dallas called the Londoner, and we'd been at Steve Bracknell's barbecue, because that was just insane, just being part of that, wasn't it, Sam?
Yeah.
And we just had a barbecue with Steve Bracknell, and then we drove from Arlington to the middle of Dallas, and went to a Londoner because that's where all the England fans were going to be. And this was the day before the game. And the most weirdest thing happened. Me and Sam, we gets out of the car, walks out the car park, and as we're about to go up the steps, we hear this, "All right, Paul," and it's our mate Ed from Who We Are, who used to be in the food court in Huddersfield, and I've known Ed for a while. Obviously, I reviewed Who We Are, and then that's how they then come to be on board with the kitchen. So we just chatted to Ed for a bit. Sam went off and made friends. It was like taking my son on holiday. We're off making mates. Go play with your friends, Sam. Me and Ed, we sat down chatting because we couldn't talk up in London because it was rammed. And we had a good chat, and then again, I left Sam. I went off home to bed.
Yeah, that's where I met all my mates.
Yeah, but we got cowboy boots. I got cowboy boots. We both went and got a cowboy hat from this Rancho place, which was just crazy. We went to a honky tonk where Sam had a go on a bull. Do you want to put that clip in?
I can do. I'll have me falling off.
I've got it.
Did you see that guy, by the way? So this fella went on before me, and all these Americans, obviously from the South, they know what they're doing. And he's on this bull, and it's on max speed.
I recorded that.
I did as well, because I was in awe.
Yeah.
I'll show that as well. He's doing it with no hands, and then...
You gets on, 2 hands, you let go, and you...
Yeah, this guy's doing it with no hands, and then he pulls out a neckerchief and starts blindfolding himself whilst he's on this bull. And then the guy who was operating it just went, "Nah, mate, you're done." They couldn't get him off it.
Yeah. So Sam then went on thinking, "Yeah, I've got this, I've seen his technique."
I did all right.
And I didn't go on because I've got a busted hip. Else I would have gone on, if I'm honest with you. But the honky tonk with the dancing, that was just unreal. We just did some weird stuff. We had some nice food, some weird food. We went to the weirdest gas station, as they call it. You go fill your car up. It's not like going to drive through Tesco's and Tesla. You go inside and it's bigger than Tesla, but it's just full of crap. Yeah. What I would say, it's a mixture between petrol garage garbage and then all these, when you go like Benidorm, you've got all these Chinese shops with brick and brack. It was a bit like that, wasn't it? But like the food offering and the drinks offering were just crazy. I've never seen somewhere with so much food. Sam's looking at me. Is my leg knocking?
No, you're okay. You're actually
all right. Yeah. I've got hot dog legs at the minute because my knees are brown, the rest of them's white. It's weird.
Right. So apart from going to the Croatia game, what is your favourite moment as an England fan ever?
As an England fan ever? Well, obviously it's going to be hard to top that, right? Because it's one of the best experiences of my life. But I think as an England fan, just the pride of, because we're known for penalty shootouts and we lose in penalty shootouts. And I think there's been some of the iconic moments when we've lost to penalties, but how we just deal with that then and move on. But I think as an England fan, it's pride of the country really when it comes together with football. When England are playing, when it's a World Cup tournament or a European tournament, just how we come together as fans, and you know it's getting more and more pleasurable to be part of it. I was a bit worried in Dallas because I thought I was going to get kicking off and drinking, but it was all right. And we did an episode for the YouTube where I fed the fans, which were great. And usually you'd have people biting your arm off, but nobody wanted snap, did they?
No.
Nobody wanted out.
Very civilised.
Christ, if Jordan had been there, he'd have wiped you off in floor with it, that fat knacker.
So what is your favourite World Cup moment ever?
Favourite World Cup moment ever? That's it. See, that's a difficult one for me because you're proper into this. Like you're a proper diehard football World Cup. I was astounded by the amount of knowledge that Sam had. He's talking to people and he's talking about the shirts and that shirt were from that World Cup and this is what, and I didn't have a clue. I didn't have a clue. I think for me again, it's just the memories that it creates. So like I remember, you know, probably about 3 World Cups ago, when the country first had the craze of car flags, and there were a World Cup when it was just crazy with car flags.
I think that was.
Here we
I
go.
think it was 2010 that because I think I do remember that. I don't know if that was the first one, but I remember the car flags for
And
that one
it was just nuts.
We had some.
You just every car had flags
On the windows.
on the windows.
Yeah.
So you know, and it sort of it were a craze because then you got Comic Relief with noses on front after.
Yeah.
It was just
yeah,
nuts.
it was definitely that one then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for me, I think like again, it's just people banding together. But this is the difference, right? Nowadays, it's a bit of an issue now when you put that flag up for some reason. I don't want to get into it and get political, but it just does me nappering because it's just about supporting the country and the team.
So, let's get on to a bit more about you.
Oh, here
Right.
we go.
I want your top 3 best places that you've reviewed as Danny V Food.
As Danny V Food.
Yeah.
Well,
And
but
it doesn't mean you have to pick your 10 stars or anything. Just
Yeah,
your top
yeah,
3
yeah.
favourite places you've been.
no, I think. Well, I've got my top 2 straight away, and it's like it's very difficult to separate them, and it just so happens that they're next door to each other, more or less, and that's Abdul's, which I've always loved, but then most recently I've fallen in love with Three Flames Steakhouse because it's just amazing, and you were there, Sam. You know, you ripped me off with a fillet steak. But we did the review there and it was class. And then I've been back a couple of times with my family for a couple of meals, Mother's Day, that kind of thing. Ironically, Sophie loves it being a vegan. She loves going to a steakhouse because of the hummus and the mushroom steak and stuff like that. But then, do you know what he did? He put a video out, the owner, saying that because I'd been, then I took Kalani, right, for a meal. Because we'd done that, the amount of traffic that it drew to his business, he then produced a big rib of beef like this and stuck it in his dry aged fridge for 7 weeks and said, that's for you and your family to come down and have a meal on him. And I did that last week and it was absolutely fantastic. Dry aged, beautiful. So it's definitely them. And then the third spot, difficult because I've got a few. Because I like that Toll Bar fish and chips, but also Fowl in London, which is sister restaurant to Fallow. I had an amazing chicken burger there. But then also, you know, experiencing the places in New York, in Dallas. So third place is a bit difficult. I'm going to leave that one open.
You can't do it?
What about you? What would you put in third? Because you'll come with me.
I'd have a different first 2, I think.
Oh, go on.
I think I'd have to put...
Yeah.
Because you know what I was like there. And then...
See, we haven't put that video out yet.
Oh, yeah. All right. Okay. I'll just cut that out. I don't know, actually, now. You put me on the spot. I don't know.
It's hard,
I don't
isn't
know.
it?
Yeah, but I thought you would have gone for Toll Bar, to be honest.
What, for top spot?
But, well, in the top 3.
I do, but then when I think about reactions and memories, when I had that chicken burger in Fowl,
Yeah, I didn't have that.
right? I remember that, like the coconut taste, it was great. And although Toll Bar were good, and you know he's sort of pegging it up there with Georgia Green for me. I have had better fish and chips since, which I can't talk
That's
about
true.
just
That's
now.
true.
So,
Okay.
you know, yeah.
Okay. Right. Well, what about the 3 worst places you've reviewed as Danny versus Food?
Oh, your mum's cooking? No. Sorry, love. I've still not been round for that meal yet. I'll have to come round. I'll bring Gary round. We'll have a bit of dinner. We'll bring Jordan as well. We'll all come round.
I think they'd like that actually.
Yeah, we'll all come round. We'll have a dinner at Sam's. So the worst ones, I think, that Bradford fish and chips, that was awful.
Yeah, easily.
Absolutely
No way.
disgusting. For me, proper. And then the next two,
Why was it so bad? Just remind everyone.
mate, because the peas weren't peas, the fish were horrible, the batter were horrible. It was just disgusting, the whole thing. It just wasn't fish and chips. Go and have a look at it. It was just bang out of order.
And the rat droppings.
Yeah, rat droppings, the job lot. I think I am going to stick in here for the controversy, Harvester, because that was a shocking situation, which after the event, they have contacted me. They said that I should have been able to film. It wasn't that, it was the fact that when I got round to having that steak, my God, I could have picked that up and lobbed it through the window. It took bank out. It was absolutely shocking. And then the third one.
So are they? Is that 1 and 2? That.
Yeah, that's 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Mate, I'm going to have a look.
Do you know what? I'm having a look because I can't actually remember that many bad places.
It's
what
like-
about that one in Benidorm, the chippy?
Yeah,
Because you actually said that was the worst chippy
Yeah.
you've ever had.
yeah. Yeah, so I put that one and Bradford, like 1 and 2, swapping either or because they were both as bad as each other. And then the Harvester incident, third.
Yeah. That's honestly exactly what I'd have said as well.
Yeah.
Harvester just did themselves in there. What about your top 3 YouTubers that you actually enjoy watching?
Oh,
Or do you not watch YouTube?
Jordan.
Gray's Adventures.
Yeah, Gray's Adventures. Let's get the puns in. Mr. and Mrs. Yorkshire, Gary Eats. Let's just get them all in. Can I choose any of them or I'm not allowed to choose any? So I've got to leave all them out.
Yeah.
So this is a tough one because for me, at the moment, the ones that I'm watching at the minute, and it's not because I've just done something with them, I were absolutely over the moon when they contacted me and asked me to do something, but it's the Bov Boys. I do like them. I do like them as a group. I like the stuff that they do singly. I think it's absolutely class. But it's not always YouTube that I watch. I think I tend to watch more Instagram Reels and TikTok at the minute because it gives me more insight into what's going on because I can find out more food rather than watch somebody's food channel. I can find out more information of where I want to go. So I find myself watching like that Robbie who does all the food stuff.
Scran Time.
Scran Time, he just makes me laugh. I love him to bits. I did the collab with him and he's just class. Obviously with Killarney as well, I like to watch his stuff. Steve Bracknell, again, that's why I hooked up with Steve because I watch it. I watched that Woody and Kleiny, I quite like them. I've been watching those 2 Sheffield lads of late, those 2 barbers, Mitch and something, I don't know what they're called, but them 2 make me crease up laughing. They really do. Been watching David Bentley at Football over late, over at World Cup. I need to hook up with that guy. He's great. And then I've been following my pal, Josh Gudgeon, because he started his breaking golf. So, you know, I've been on his podcast with him and Beard. But I've been following Josh's journey because I like the fact that just out of a bet, they've managed to create a channel and do something. It's great.
I like Josh.
Yeah, he's a good lad.
Yeah. What about top 3 people that you want to collab with that you haven't already?
I haven't already.
Yeah.
That's a difficult one because, like most of them, I've sort of collabed with. But I think, like those two lads I'm on about, those two barbers, I'm going to have to bop in there one day for my hair cutting because they just make me laugh. They make me laugh.
What's their names?
I've just said that, Sam. I don't know.
Sorry.
Can't remember who they are.
Let me find them.
Can't remember.
What are they?
So I'm also obviously hooked up with Toddler T not so long since, but I'd love to do something with H. I keep trying to get his attention. You know, I've done something for him in the past, but he's done nothing for me. I promoted one of his videos that Toddler asked me to do, that he did with Toddler, one of his music videos. So I'd like to do something with H because I think that'd be quite funny. And I think Paul Smith, I quite like him as a comedian. I'd like to do something with Paul Smith. So yeah, I think I've done all right there.
Yeah. What about the best 3 celebrity interactions that you've had, or the best 3 celebrities that you've met?
I think when I went to Brits, that was just an unreal situation for me. And one of the moments is when I'm waiting to rehearse, I just hear this, turns around and it's Robbie Williams. We had a brief interaction, asking me what I was doing, and that was just surreal. And then actually at the Brits then, whilst I was waiting to go on, James Blunt come and sat outside of me in green room, which was just nuts, having a beer. But it was Jeff Goldblum, and obviously I'm a lover of Independence Day. Watched it 50 times over. But I think for me, like when I've done things with like Eddie Hall, Leah Shiptova, like they're just good people to do things with. And then like Toddler T's just become a massive friend, part of my family really. I love Toddler. But Josh Weinstein, that still sticks in my mind. And I was sat in my office yesterday when Sam come to my office and he got a toilet, and I just looked in my cabinet and I could see my little postcard that Josh had sent me. It was the creator of The Simpsons, one of the producers. So that was just nuts. I'd love to, definitely when I go back to LA, I'm definitely messaging him and trying to hook up with him again, because that'd be amazing.
All right. If you had 24 hours left to live, the planet's gone.
My God.
Capiche.
Done.
How are you spending your last 24 hours?
With my family, mate, to be honest. There's not...
Well, what are you going to do? Everyone's going to be with the family. What are you doing?
Having a nice dinner, sitting down and just chatting. Getting as much conversation and as much loving as possible with the ones that I care about. Because if the world's going to end, there's no point running around, getting things, doing things, because it's gone. So I'd just spend time with the ones closest to me, with the ones that, I'd contact everyone else, wish them well in afterlife and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, it depends. I mean, is this like the world gets wiped off?
Yeah, mate.
Or is it just me?
No, it's gone. World's gone. Where are you going to be with...
And how is it going to go?
It's going to just blow up.
Is it going to be something that's going to hit it, or...
Yeah.
Because I'd be like Independence Day.
Would you watch it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be like, right, come on, we're all going to peg it. Let's get deck chairs out, get table and chair out, get some snap on table, and let's just watch this bad boy coming.
Yeah, you got a big meteor coming down.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to smack us, isn't it? So smack me in the face.
Right, my last question for you is, what do you think? What do you think is the biggest animal that you could kill with your bare hands?
Hey!
What's the biggest animal you could fight to the death?
This is bad, Sam. This is animal cruelty.
No,
I'm not down with that, mate.
It's self-defense. What do you think is the biggest animal you could fight to the death with? It's a mutual agreement. You both sound about it. You've both signed contracts.
Oh, yeah.
There's no...
Penguin signed a contract.
Yeah.
Flip of his flippers.
Yeah.
That's a bad one, that, because you don't know, do you? It's like, you you look at like cats and dogs, and sometimes dogs kill people. You know what I mean? If they bite you in the right place, you don't know. You'd like to think that if a dog were attacking you, you'd be able to push them off. But I suppose it depends on how savage they are. It's not something I've ever really thought about, Sam, to be honest. This is a bit of a weird question.
That's why I'm asking you, mate.
Yeah.
So, dog, right? I think you could take a dog on. Because I suppose when people are getting attacked by dogs, they're not, like, ready for it. You're going in, you're ready for it. You know what's coming. Like, you...
So I'm going in, I've got a cute little pug.
Well, like, imagine the answer you give me now.
Yeah.
And then you got to go out and meet it in a coliseum and have a scrap. You'd be ready for a dog. I reckon you could take a dog.
It's like, because I love swimming in the ocean. I love when I go abroad, I love going in sea. And for some reason, it doesn't frighten me. So, like, if I jump off a boat, see loads of fish swimming around me, I'm not thinking, oh my God, I'm going to get eaten by a shark. I'm thinking, is there a shark? Let's have a good look. So I think if I were going to fight an animal or something, I'd like it to be in the ocean and be wrestling with a great white.
Man, you're just putting yourself at disadvantages here now, aren't you? That's his domain.
Yeah, but I'd be like Merman. You know what I mean? I'm like a whale.
You reckon you could take a shark?
I don't reckon, well, a little baby shark. But a great white, I mean, I'd just punch him right on, square on nose.
Yeah.
Bang, get down, pal. I reckon Jordan would be able to wrestle a great white for a little bit.
I reckon he could do a bearing.
Oh, Jordan?
Yeah.
Do a bearing?
Yeah. That's what they do in Russia. They wrestle bears, don't
strong though, aren't they?
they? Yeah.
I couldn't do a bearing.
Maybe like a...
The only bear I could do
fully
is probably
grown.
Yogi Bear. Or Winnie the Pooh. He's a bear, isn't he? Pooh Bear, Winnie the Pooh Bear. Bang, get out. But no, that's weird, that, Sam. Right, well, we're going to wrap it up. Guys, Jordan's going to be back soon. We're going to get something done. Don't really worry about that. But, yeah, we'll see you next time.